Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Friday, August the 21st. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. This is a link for the free room. It is 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. The room is open Mondays to Fridays between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I share my screen and I'm live on the mic. And in the email you're getting, you will see a promo code for 15% off, either the first month only or the entire year of a Trade Idea subscription. I also have a link for my homepage. It's a new homepage that has been created for me. Has a lot of good links there also. The Trade of the Week links, the webinar links, and many more. So I would look at that also. So, not quite like yesterday in terms of the GIVO, but this was an excellent alert for from the AI for Pixie, P-I-X-Y, sorry. And you can just see right there, there was the alert, 490, and this was after this pullback, and look what it did. It got, remember now, this at one point was a green candle all the way up here, all the way up to 622. So not quite like GIVO. I mean, GIVO yesterday just kept running and running and running. It didn't really have a pullback till really the end of the day. Now this is starting to come back, and they're starting to get some volume here. So I have to see if this has takes out that alert again and runs again. But this is just a tremendous percentage increase. I think at one point it was about 30-odd%, from the 490 all the way up to 620. So another really excellent one from the AI. I also want to point out another one from the AI that this is one that alerted at 14. It got up to 1484, and then the AI got out of the trade down here, okay? Or actually, what was the price? At 1464, so a little bit of money. Now, what I always suggest, and probably you'll see it better on a 5-minute chart, kind of right here. You see how we had this big bottoming tail there, and it kind of hung around this area just over 14 for a bit, and then took off again on volume. So, the question we get, or I get a lot, is, well, is there any video on how to use the AI? Well, there's no video, but my suggestion though is always to use the AI as a watch list for the entire day. You can get setups for the same stock. Just because the AI got out of a stock doesn't mean that the trade is over. You can get a setup later on in the day. So that's why I'm suggesting that you use the AI as a great watch list, and follow the alerts all day long. I have them sorted always on this aggressive profit percent column, so I can always see the ones that are most active all day long right at the top. And so I can always trade around the situation. If I miss this initial pop, if I'm following this, then I see this volume coming in. You have to understand. Look at the volume that came in. This was more volume than any of the other volume bars earlier in the day, even though it had been popping. Look at the run it had on very little volume. All of a sudden we get a lot of volume. Gives you a lot more confidence, in my opinion, when you have a lot of volume coming in and the price is increasing. A lot of times when you're having these sort of moves on little volume, you never know. Unless you have the volume to sustain the move, eventually when people don't want to buy anymore, this is what happens, okay? So, and you can also sort of see right here that, the volume is decreasing a little bit, and this is kind of what's happening. Still good volume, but, ultimately too, there's always going to be profit taking. So that is my recommendation, to use the AI, in my opinion, one of the ways anyway, I don't want to say the right way, is to follow it all day long as a great watch list. Don't give up on a symbol just because it may have got stopped out. But so what? If a stock let's just say this got stopped out down here, and then it kind of based, and then it started to move. Is there an opportunity to get into it at a far better price, as an example? So anyway, that is it. Just a phenomenal week. Pixie today, the issue I had with Pixie was that we couldn't really find any news on it. Yesterday they had some news that they were moving their California offices to Miami, but that was yesterday's move. Take a look at this on a daily chart. And well, I'll show you on a weekly chart. It's even more dramatic. Maybe on a daily. Let me just expand it a bit. There we go. So you can see, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, just big. And yesterday was the big down day in terms of the candle. And yet it was yesterday when they announced that they were moving, and this was at 9 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't like at the end of the day. So still, I was kind of struggling to try to figure out, well, why this move today? Could it just be because a delayed reaction to moving their operations out of California? Anyway, sometimes you'll drive yourself crazy trying to figure out why a stock moves, especially when you can't really see what you think is substantial news. But I mean, the GIVO yesterday, you could argue that, okay, the $1.8 billion order or forecasted order over I don't know how many years. Okay, that seemed, I mean, that's an obvious reason. Even if they, I mean, there's no knowledge of how much money they can make from an order like that or how many years it was spread over. I couldn't see anything like that. But at least it's an eye-catching press release, and that's why this traded over 1 billion shares. I mean, incredible. Whereas with the Pixie today, we didn't really see any earth-shattering news on it. But anyway, Pixie turned out to be just a great trade. So I do want to get back into the room, see what else is going to shake out for the rest of the day. And so if you have any questions for me, here's the email address you can use. The link for the free room. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you in the trading room at 9 o'clock Monday morning. Bye-bye.